Governors direct to join suit against federal government over Naira swap. Osho executive legislature to build on mutual working relationship. Nigerians tax broadcast media managers on news and program content. While on the foreign scene, Israeli airstrikes kills one in Gaza. Good evening, and we are glad to have you join us on the major reports. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agbola. Ahead of the Supreme Court's decision on the Naira redesign policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigeria Governors Forum has urged its members to support the legal battle on the policy against the federal government at the Apex Court. In a communique issued after its meeting in Abuja, the NGF Director Attorneys General of the 36 states to review the suit at the Supreme Court with a view to consolidating the legal reliefs pursued by states. The case was originally instituted by governments of Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara states before Kano, Niger, Ondo, and Ekiti states joined the suit. Rising from the meeting, the governor said the country is at risk of recession, which will be the result of CBN's Naira exchange policy. In the communique signed by the NGF chairperson and governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwa, the governors across party lines criticized CBN over the handling of the policy, adding that the resulting Naira scarcity is causing hardship for Nigerians. They accused the Apex Bank of conducting a currency sophistication program that is causing suffering for Nigerians, calling for the halting of CBN's plan to end the use of the old currency notes after two deadlines failed to end Naira scarcity across the country. Meanwhile, state governments and the police commands have begun clamping down on traders and supermarkets accused of rejecting the old Naira notes. Reports say authorities in Kano, Sokoto, Katsina, Bayelsa, Zamfara, and Kwara states have issued directives to security agencies to deal with anyone who turned down the old 1,000 Naira, 500 Naira, and 200 Naira notes. The development was sequel to the confusion caused by the failure of the Central Bank of Nigeria to issue directives to commercial banks on the extension or otherwise of the February 10 deadline for the currency swap following the Supreme Court's ruling restraining the federal government from enforcing the time limit earlier fixed by the Apex Bank. This is as the Catholic bishops declared the CBN policy as disastrous, stressing that it has turned Nigerians to beggars. The Kano State Governor, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, directed the acting chairman of Kano State Consumer Protection Council, Dr. Bafa Dangudi, to shut down supermarkets, while in Sokoto, the state police command has vowed to deal with anyone rejecting the old Naira notes. Osho State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and the Speaker of the Osho State House of Assembly, Honorable Timothy Oweye, has again reiterated the resolve of the executive and legislative arms of government to build on the mutual working relationship for the betterment of the state. This is the joint statement made by the governor and the speaker when the members of the House of Assembly paid an official visit on the governor in his office at the state secretariat. Governor's office correspondent Abdurrahim Adekilepo reports.
Receiving the lawmakers led by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Timothy Oweye, Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke opined that the visit will strengthen the working relationship between the executive and the legislative arms of government. He reiterated the commitment for a genuine renovation of the state legislative chamber in a bid to create a conducive atmosphere for legislation, saying that he would soon be submitting some executive bills, among which are:
the first bill is about Nigerian Startup Act. My administration wants is domesticated so we can assess local and international support for our youth entrepreneurs.
He assured that he will complete all projects started by the previous administrations, regardless of the political party differences. The governor said work has since resumed on the abandoned Osogbo-Ikirun-Ilaudo Kwara State boundary road and promised that work will soon commence on the completion of the Osun House in Abuja and Ilesha Water Scheme, adding that the state delegation will be meeting the Minister of Water Resources in Abuja to facilitate the project completion.
Right, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I again assure you that I'm a governor for all Osun people. All projects started by the previous administration had to be completed. I'm not a governor that will say because a previous governor is from other party, whether APC or whatever. I met the ongoing project and I've already started. You can go around and check it. For example, the kiln that have been abandoned there, I've already started work there. So many places. I just came back from Abuja and I went around all our properties. It's been abandoned for 12 years. I already called all the interested parties. Some went to court and everything. I've been talking to them. They have to go back to those projects that are left behind. Some of the other states have been making money already. And I'm assuring you, within the next few weeks, they will go back to that place and start working.
As a security expert and chief security officer of the state, Governor Adeleke said anybody that is caught causing trouble during the coming election will be dealt with in accordance with the law. Responding, the Speaker, Honorable Timothy Owueye, said the visit was occasioned by the need to reciprocate the kind gesture of the governor who paid a courtesy visit to the House. Honorable Owueye assured that the lawmakers are working on the same page with the executive arm of the government and promised that the current symbiotic relationship will be sustained. He said the Assembly is ready to support the governor to ensure that dividend of democracy gets to the nooks and crannies of the state, saying that there has been a relative peace in the state since the assumption of office of the governor, and assured that they are partners in progress, saying that the lawmakers have seen a lot of work going on in the state. Honorable Owueye charged the governor to do more on security of lives and property so that the peaceful atmosphere that pervades the state since its assumption of office will be sustained.
I want to tell you this, that all the House of Assembly members of the state of Osun, we are working together with you, sir, to make sure that we take this state to the next level. We have put party aside. We face governance. We face developments. We face progress of this state. Mr. Governor, we have seen that you have started working across the state. God will continue to be with you. And we should not forget that what should be paramount for all of us from the political class is the upliftment of this state and how to elevate the poverty level in the state.
The meeting had in attendance the Deputy Governor, Prince Kola Adewusi, Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Teslim Igbalaye, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Alhaji Kasim Akinleye, the Head of Service, Mr. Ayanleye Aina, among others. It has been Abdurrahim Adekileku reporting.
The Independent National Electoral Commission says the forthcoming general elections will not hold in 240 polling units across 28 states and the Federal Capital Territory for not having registered voters. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, at a meeting with the national leaders of political parties in Abuja, said that the February and March elections would hold in 176,606 polling units instead of 176,846 polling units nationwide. Professor Yakubu recalled that in 2021, the Commission successfully expanded the number of polling units from 119,973 to the current figure of 176,846, adding that efforts were also made to redistribute voters to the polling units in order to avoid the congestion that made voting cumbersome in many of the polling units nationwide. The INEC boss said that the Commission is making available to Nigerians a comprehensive list of those polling units by name, code number, and their locations by state, local governments, and registration area, and that the soft copy of the list had been uploaded on the INEC website and social media platforms for public information and guidance. According to him, the feedback INEC received from the recent nationwide mock accreditation using the bimodal voters verification system indicated that some voters cannot easily identify their polling units. Meanwhile, a human rights organization under the aegis of the Center for Transparency Advocacy has tasked the Independent National Electoral Commission to extend the distribution of permanent voters' cards to 1 week before the general elections. It will be recalled that INEC ended the PVC collection on February 5 ahead of the February 25 presidential and National Assembly elections, as well as the March 11 governorship poll. But the executive director of the organization, Faith Nwadishi, at a press conference on the mock accreditation exercise called for the reopening and extension of the PVC collection to at least a week before the first round of elections. Mrs. Nwadishi also said total votes cast should be calculated based on the number of PVCs collected as against the practice where it is based on the total number of registered voters. In the meantime, the indigenous people of Biafra has condemned the incessant attacks on facilities of the Independent National Electoral Commission in some parts of the southeast, especially within Ihiala local government area of Anambra State and Orisitukwa in also local government area of Imo State. The pro-Biafran group also denied directing any seats at home in the southeast during the election period, urging residents to disregard the rumored order making the rounds by the Simon Okpa faction. In a statement by the IPOB Media and Publicity Secretary, Ima Powerful, claimed that those attacking INEC facilities were primarily funded and sponsored by unscrupulous politicians to demonize IPOB and the Eastern Security Network. The group insisted that they had no interest in the Nigerian election, adding that its only demand is a referendum date to decide their political, social, and economic future. As the world marks World Day Radio Day, radio managers have been admonished to always dish out content that will help in strengthening peaceful coexistence in Nigeria before, during, and after the forthcoming general elections. This is the view of some Nigerians who spoke with OSBC News in commemoration of World Radio Day. OSBC reporter Holochi Amoda has details.
Radio is regarded as a powerful medium of mass communication with the unique ability to reach out to the widest audience without restrictions by geographical locations. Speaking on the theme of this year's celebration of World Radio Day, which is Radio and Peace, a media expert, Mr. Dele Ajayi, and the chairman, Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union, Ratau OSBC chapter, Engineer Timitayo Fadbonu, stated that radio remains one of the most trusted and used media in the world, which continue to serve diverse communities, offering a wide variety of programs, viewpoints, and content which reflect the diversity of audiences. They tasked radio managers in Nigeria to use their platforms to positively shape public opinion and frame narratives that will unify Nigerians even as the general elections draw nearer.
The major focus of any information manager is to promote peace, oneness, and unity of the country. We can only achieve this by training and retraining the upcoming generation.
Mission on radio, and we use radio to reach out to our people. When we filter what goes on here, it's going to go a long way in promoting peace amongst our people. We should do away with hate speech on radio, and by doing so, we are going to use the platform, which is radio, to promote peace.
Speaking in the same vein, other media experts, including Mr. Olajide Tomisi and Mr. Joseph Oyelami, noted that radio has remained a powerful tool for information dissemination, which should be utilized to strengthen Nigeria's democracy.
To bring this nation together, I think radio managers, media managers, they need to do more to dish out strong and vital content that will unite us, instead of dishing out content that's prone to disintegrate the entire nation.
Most audience, we try to listen to radio. What's the latest updates about the coming general election?
The World Radio Day was proclaimed in 2011 by the member states of UNESCO and adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 2012 as an international day. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
Formation of Ajagunla FM radio station is designed to ensure promotion of Igbomina cultural heritage across the state, as well as promoting medium and small-scale enterprises in Osun State. The proprietor of Ajagunla FM radio station, Chief Olubuyi Fadeyi, gave the hint in Ilaorogun while speaking with OSBC News on the radio project.
A painstaking application process initiated in April 2022, President Muhammadu Buhari finally approved the broadcasting license for Ajagunla FM radio station in Ilaorogun. Ajagunla FM radio station, one of the 87 radio stations recently approved by President Muhammadu Buhari, would temporarily broadcast to the world from a building at Fadeyi Street, Adekunle Road, Ilaorogun, before occupying an expanse of mountainous plain at Okealapata along Ila-Osogbo Road as its permanent site. Speaking on the objective of the new FM radio station, the proprietor of Ajagunla FM radio station, Chief Olubuyi Fadeyi, said that the focus is basically designed towards promoting culture, language, and harmonious relationship in Igbomina land, as well as sustaining enduring legacy of Ajagunla lineage. The People's Democratic Party candidate for the Osun Central Senatorial District also maintained that the FM radio station will go a long way in promoting medium and small-scale enterprises through subsidized advertising rates in bringing the FM radio station to the doorstep of the ordinary folks.
It's about promoting our culture, which is very key, our language. When you look at the people in the north, they always, the language is very strong. It brings them, brings unity all the time. But when you have this kind of radio, it's going to be on a subsidized rate. For example, I remember that in the normal rate, to promote what you're doing or to do a jingle in private sector, it's expensive. Say, oh, it's political. But this one, we are bringing the radio down to the doorstep of people in our community. Once the community is from Osogbo, Ikirun, far to Kwara State, far to Ekiti, because Igbono is a very big location we have.
The Orango of Ila, Oba Abdul Wahab Adedotun, who spoke through Chief Paul Opanide, the Ejemu of Ila Orango, described the project as a fulfillment of prayer of Ila Orango people, just as the personal assistant to the governor on political matters, Mr. Babatunde Badamasi, noted that the FM radio station is in line with the vision of Governor Ademola Adeleke in deepening the economy of the state through investments.
In this community come to pass through this proposal. In the area of economy of this land, we believe it will raise our economy in this community. And we will promote our culture as well. So it's a fulfillment of our prayer. That is our belief.
It will open up the economy of this community, and it's well deserved now when we have a governor that is ready to open up the heritage, culture, and our agricultural value in the state.
Ajagunla FM radio station is expected to hit the airwave by June, streaming live globally and swelling up the number of FM radio stations in Osun State. Soya Ononide reporting for OSBC News.
The Akpitu of Ipetule Oba Oludele Falade Ofokutuloye III has employed sons and daughters of the town, home and in the diaspora, not to relent in seeing the development of the town as a collective responsibility. Oba Falade gave the charge at the 2023 Ikpetuile Day celebration, where he reiterated his commitment towards the progress and development of the ancient town. Oluwatobiloba Odunoga has details.
Sons and daughters of Ikpetuile, an ancient town situated in Obokun local government area of Osun State, all converged on the town to partake in the annual celebration of Ikpetuile Day 2023 and 50 million naira fundraising for more developmental projects in the ancient town. The event attracted dignitaries from far and near, including monarchs, chiefs, top politicians, business moguls, and top government functionaries, among others. In his remarks at the occasion, the Akpetu of Ikpetuile, Oba Oludele Falade of Okutuloye III, who appreciated God in the lives of the people of Ikpetuile, congratulated the sons and daughters of the town for yet another fruitful year. The monarch was full of appreciation to the people for their immense contribution to the progress of the town.
We've been making progress, and we will still continue to make progress. This is part of our progress program. Looking for, if this is our palace, we want a bigger one. Recently we built a big hall there. Major part of the town have been put to shape. So we see all our roads tied and so on. Then we'll pray for more progress by the special grace of God.
In their separate remarks, the chairman, Ikpetuile Descendant Association, Alhaji Nasir Ojo, and President, Ikpetuile Descendant Association in Diaspora, Honorable Alade Ogundare, maintained that one of the ways of achieving the dream of Ikpetuile is to identify the promising youths in the town and invest in them, adding that any society that neglects its youths has mortgaged its future. Also speaking at the occasion, the chief launcher, Honorable Israel Famrewa, alongside Honorable Sheon Odofin, Honorable Razak Adeoye, and the special guest of honor, Honorable Adewumi Adeyemi Irekando, implored the people to maintain the peace and unity existing in the town, even as the general election is fast approaching, noting that no election is worth the blood of anyone. The 2023 Ikpetuile Day celebration climaxed with fundraising for the development of the ancient town and cultural displays, among others.
Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke is expected to be the special guest of honor and father of love at this year's Valentine's Day program organized by the Nigeria Civil Service Union in conjunction with the Office of the Head of Service. Released by the state chairman of the union, Comrade Christopher Bimbola, indicated that the venue of the program is White House Car Park of the governor's office. According to the release, the event is an attestation to the good performance of Governor Adeleke's administration in less than 3 months in office with respect to improved welfare packages for active and retired workers in the state. It adds that the head of service, Mr. Samuel Aino, will be the chief host at the epoch-making occasion. You are welcome to our sports segment. The Flying Eagles continued their preparations for the Under-20 AFCON with a win over Small Leopards. It was Ledon Boso's side first game since they arrived Morocco last Friday for the final lap of their preparations for the African Under-20 Cup of Nations. Omotayo Adebodo has the details of this and more.
Eagles came back from a goal down to beat Congo 2-1 in a friendly match. Despite dominating the early exchanges, the Flying Eagles fell behind on the 21st minute after Unai Salomon scored for the Congolese. The West Africans came close to equalizing a couple of times afterwards, but were let down by their poor finishing. Substitute Emmanuel Ugbehi equalized for the Flying Eagles on the 66th minute with a brilliant solo effort. Another substitute, Adams Olamile, connected the winning goal 60 minutes from time after a delightful cross from Emmanuel Njoku. The 7-time African champions will take on Central African Republic in another friendly on Wednesday. The team will depart Morocco for the Under-20 AFCON in Egypt on Friday. In the meantime, Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur has been ruled out for the rest of the season with a nail injury. The 25-year-old suffered the problem during the 4-1 defeat by Leicester City on Saturday when he was replaced after 65 minutes. Force said Bentancur had ruptured the anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee. The Uruguayan international, who had given Spurs the lead against Foxes, was hurt following a collision with Namfield's Mendes. The London club are away at AC Milan in the first leg of their last 16 Champions League tie tomorrow, and will also be missing midfielder pair Emre Osbc for that game, as he is being suspended. In another development, Wu Zhibin becomes the first Chinese man to win an ATP Tour title with victory over John Isner at the Dallas Open. The 23-year-old, ranked 97th in the world, won 6-7, 7-6, 7-6 in just under 3 hours. He saved 4 match points against America's former world January 2022 because of numerous injuries, but he defeated American top seed Taylor Fritz and Canada third seed Denis Shapovalov en route to the final. Montayo Adebodun, Osbc News.
While on the foreign scene, Israel has hit Gaza with airstrikes in response to a rocket fired from the Palestinian enclave at the weekend as unrest persisted in the occupied West Bank. And that ends the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola, wishing you a beautiful night rest.